Hey guys, I got this allis chalmers lawn tractor, and I was asked to go take a look at it, kind of get an assessment. And the main idea is to try and turn it into kind of like a slow go-kart for someone's kids. And you and I are both looking at it for the first time right now. I haven't done anything with it. One thing I do know, it's missing a key. Has no battery in it, and one of the back tires keeps going down. And other than that, I believe it sat in a greenhouse for like 15 years or something like that. So I figured it'd be a good candidate to just to do a video of it and see what it takes to resurrect this thing, if it's even possible to do so. So let's see what we got. Well, that's not a good start. Alright, so the motor's locked up right now, but that might just be a little temporarily kind of stuck. Yeah, but if that don't turn, then this project is already stopped in its tracks right there. But he's gonna go buy a battery and stuff like that for it, but he figured, you know, let me go give me a shout and see what we can kind of go and again do an assessment on it. That's why we're gonna go do what we're gonna go do. So let me get the garage kind of cleaned up a little bit, and the table cleared off and put stuff away, and we'll get it up over on there, and we'll get to get a better look at it. All right, we got our victim up on the bench there. I figure let's we'll go give her a quick little looky-loo. Turn the light on you. The main belt's hanging. It's off the rear pulley back there, and then it's just drooping along. The mower deck one is still hooked up. Looking for a mice nest. I see a little bit of debris up in the jug there. So again, our biggest thing is trying to figure out why it's seized. I just want to give it a quick look over, see if there's anything else that's terminally ill. I see it puffing out. It might just be full of crap from sitting. I bet you there's a mouse nest in there. Trying to figure out where the battery's supposed to be. Probably under that seat somewhere. Don't worry about that in a little bit. Let's see, I don't know, we'll grab a big ass pair of water pumps, and we'll see if that bottom crank turns. We'll try it with something like that first. About that big. Yeah, it might be able to do it. It's darker now. Nah, nothing. All right. Well, I'm gonna go pull the spark plug out, and you know what Josh should do too is just to see if there's the crankcase is full of oil or water or nothing. Looks like it's got clean oil in it. Yeah, that don't look bad. So again, it could be the jug frozen, or sometimes the flywheel gets so rusty that it rusts to the mag. So let me pull the plug, see if I see anything out of there. If I don't see anything there, I'm gonna pull this tin off and we'll see what it looks like underneath here. I got the screws out of that cover. Let's go see if it'll come up in the air and see what's hiding underneath it. Maybe. Feels like there's something still connected on your side. Nah, it's just stuck on that tab. We'll stick a screwdriver in there. Bigger screwdriver would probably help. Oh, well, there you go. And there's a home. That won't help it not turn. But will help it not turn. Yeah, stinking critters. Let's see what we got. Looks like that coil wire might be chewed on. And so let's go mask up, grab a garbage can, some gloves. We'll kind of yank some of that crap out of there, and we'll see if we can get that that motor to turn. See if that's our. It's definitely our issue, but hopefully it's our only issue. Yeah, I just took the vacuum cleaner, kind of sucked out some of the crap around there. I just want to see if I can get this thing to turn, and go from there. So I got this is cast iron. I'm not going to kill it too much, but I just want to see if we can kind of break it loose. There we go. All right. I would venture to say that's probably the first time that thing has turned in a while. I'm not feeling. Oh, the plug's out of it. Let's say I'm not feeling much compression. I'm not feeling it. I bet you it's got a stuck valve. That ain't good neither. You guys still in the yeah. Starter's not turning either. I think he said it was in a greenhouse. Unfortunately, a greenhouse can be a really bad thing too, because it actually, you know, just sweats moisture. Alright. So I think what we should do, let's go get ourselves a jumper pack. Just run across that starter and kind of spin that motor up a little bit and see if it'll give you some compression. As I trip over the cord with the vacuum cleaner and take you guys out. I kind of like to use the on-off switch on the jumper pack as my on-off. Hold on. No, maybe? Alright. That's going to make some dirt. That's a good sign. Alright. So I'm going to go take, what do I want to go do now? I probably want to go see if we got spark. I don't know if there's much left of that coil wire. As long as the center is still there, we should be okay. Yeah, it's still there. And I gotta go find a key to turn everything on. Actually, I may even just bypass that. Generally what they have on the coil, there's just a kill wire, and I would say that's probably our kill wire right there. The coil will have a wire coming from the ignition switch, which is a ground, which would shut it off. Oh, here it is on this side. Right, goes to the bottom of the coil. So we'll go and disconnect that. Here it is right here. And let me take a minute, we'll unscrew that, and we'll stick a plug back in it, and we'll crank it over, and we'll see if it does any kind of spark with that coil on there. Alright, disconnected that. Let's see how good our battery pack is. I'm not giving that coil much hope, but you never know. Let's go give her. Oh, here you go. Looks like spark to me. Alright, let's go. We'll even do it. We'll do it non-cut. We're gonna go and shove that plug back in there, and we're gonna go dribble a little bit of fuel down the intake, and we'll see if this thing fires off. Where's the hole? Excuse me. It's gonna blow crap everywhere too if it does fire. Alright. That. And we got some pre-mixed fuel. It's one of those carbs. I gotta put the screw back in. Got a hole in the bottom of the carburetor. If I don't put the screw back in, the fuel's just gonna piss right out the side. Not that much. And let's see if it'll come back to life. Have to trade out jumper packs. Let's get another jumper pack. That's the true sign of a hoarder. I have a jumper pack that's like the battery's like half gone in it. I bought another one, but I won't get rid of the old one just because. So spin it a little bit faster. Should have gone. See if the throttle's stuck in any. Should be wide open. Let's take it off of wide open. Now it's on kind of sort of throttle. Double check. Let's go a little tooch right in the hole. Excuse me. Pardon me, excuse me. Throttle. just not having a compression to go too. Didn't knock. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Not really caring to run it too much. I would say it's probably good enough to move forward, wouldn't you? I don't want to use ether. Ether's kind of dry. This has a little bit of oil in it. All right. So, play with it one more time just for fun. Anyway, the jumper pack definitely helped getting it spin a little faster, and does fart and cough, and it's not clunking and knocking, so that's a good sign. So that'll allow me to kind of move a little bit more forward with trying to get this thing up, assessed, and run. So it has spark. It's got compression enough to run anyway, and sometimes after you get it running a little bit, that kind of improves on its own anyhow. But I would say the next part of the victim is going to be to pull that carb or pull that float bolt off, and we'll kind of see what we got going underneath there. That could be anything from being just having a little bit of varnishy fuel in it to nothing but total powder. So let me get a wrench, we'll go get that bowl off, and I'll turn you back on when we're ready to drop it. All right, let's get that sucker out of there. Yep. The nut, the jet turns, that's a good sign. Sometimes they're so bad, you can't even turn them. And it's dripping. Get a cup. If. Yeah. Shall we put some light on that subject? Hold on. It's a little cruddy. So I don't know if that float has a rotted hole right through it too. It's got a lot of rust on the bottom of that. So I'm going to disassemble that carb a little bit and see if that is going to be a survivor or not. And if it's not, I'm going to go look at my hoard and see what I have. I may have one of these motors in my stash in the back that we can pick parts off of. But it may have the same problem too with carbs. So let's see what that does for us and get that cleaned up. Alright, I figure I had to go show this one too. There's the needle that came out of it. Oh. Yeah, that might be a little dirty. Alright, so I got that tore down and just kind of threw it in the chem dip there for a little bit, and I wire wheeled the float, and we'll see if that continues to float. See how that makes out. The float bowl itself, I ended up going over to the sandblaster and hitting. It's real pitted on inside, but I don't see any holes through the bottom. It's kind of common that if it pits real bad, it'll just rot right through it. So I don't see anything, so that should be okay. And again, the only problem with that is the bowls normally have a coating on it, and that coating is now shot, so it even wants to rust that much easier in the future. But without replacing everything new, there's really not too much you could do about that. Here's the main jet coming down from the top, and it was really bad. I don't know if you guys can pick up on that pitting. This will be allow me to do it. No, I didn't think so. There you go. Can't see all that pitting that's on there. So it's definitely got its wear on it. But I was able to blow through it and I got it all cleared out, and the passages are open, and it seems fairly straight. This one, again, screws in from the top. That's your air fuel mix. And you can turn it up and down, and then the other one comes in from the bottom, which is that guy with that guy, and that's the nut for the bowl, and that goes up from the bottom side, and that's the adjustment on there. So we'll go inlet, and here's the jet that screws into the body of it itself. So this counters. I do this. Kind of goes something like that, so those needles are inside that needle. But I'm gonna go get myself a cup of coffee. We're gonna let this soak a little bit, and then we'll pull it apart, and we'll get and we'll blow it all out and see if we can kind of get this to see if we can get it to. The float is probably the biggest thing to get that to work first. Where that's that seat is gonna work and seal. There's that needle that was all funky. Gonna clean that off. So we'll see if that will seal itself, and again, if not, I'm gonna go back and look and see if there's any carbs in that back shed where I got a bunch of those kind of parts, and if we have to, we're gonna rob from there. But we're gonna try doing this with what's in it so far. Alright, so I'm on a little break, had a cup of coffee, let that carb soak a little bit. I found a key for the ignition, but the battery compartment is under the rear seat. It's got a little latch that kind of grabs it on the side here. And I hooked up the ends to it, but it is not sending a signal to the relay to crank the starter. And the who knows as far as e-stops and what. I got the brake pedals pushed down and locked, and the mower deck is in the off position. And I don't believe there's anything on the seat. I don't see any wires going to the seat for safety. So I don't think that has anything to do with it, but we could still jump it the way we were jumping it. Carb is cleaned up, put back together, and I didn't put any gas in the gas tank yet. The only thing I really did was take the fuel line, put a piece of clear fuel line on it, and the fuel's kind of right where the tape is right there. So we'll see what we get, see if we can get it to cough and fire and run on the carburetor, and then that's the case. Now we can kind of keep on going. So I'm going to go pop you back in the stand. There you go. And get a good enough view. How about, in case your catch is on fire, we want to make sure we got it. There you go. Alright, let me go transfer the jumper pack back to the starter. The way that throttle is set up too, it's all the way up, activates the choke, and then you back it off of all the way up, and it allows it to turn the choke back off. So it'll start, run on choke, probably full throttle. And again, I don't know what the air fuel mixture is set up as, so let's see what we get. because they don't have a way to shut it off. Try grounding though. Yeah, it shut itself off. Probably ran out of either that or that. That's probably what happened. I started moving that wire. It's bare, and it grounded out. So it seems like we got a decent motor. The car may or may not need a needle and seat. It's probably the only thing I'd be having an issue with. Seems like the jets are okay. The idles and it ran fine on the high end. So that part of it recovered. It's just whether, again, if the gas will shut all the way off and stay that way. And so that would probably be the only thing. Worst case scenario too, we could probably put a fuel shut off in the gas line, and when they're not using it, just turn it off. This is a low budget kind of thing. It's not something you want to put $400 or $500 into it, because it's just not worth it, you know. So what am I gonna go do now? I don't know. I'm gonna go clean something up. I could probably put the engine tin back on the top. That should be fine. But before I do that, that's what I was doing. I was going to go take these wires out. We're going to go take some shrink wrap, and I'm going to wrap those wires in shrink wrap. And the coil wire, I'm probably just going to do the same thing too. I may build it up with electrical tape. The wire itself is okay, it's just they ate the jacket. So I probably will build that up with electrical tape and then see if I could slip over a piece of shrink wrap, and I'll heat that up and get that sealed up too. Then I'll put the tin on.